All right, guys. So today I'm going to be discussing JJ Redick versus Charles Barkley. Um, this has been, I think it's just an interesting topic because I'm, I'm not huge a Lakers fan right now, but I think this is just an interesting conversation that needs to be had. So let's jump into the video. This is just going to be the reaction to basically JJ Redick saying that personalities and people on TV are basically saying that the NBA product isn't great, and that in itself is what's pushing NBA fans away. In my opinion, I think historically NBA hasn't really been very viewable until post Christmas time. All-Star break is when they start to lock in and games become more competitive. But let's just listen to Charles Barkley's reaction.
Handle stepping back and knocking down a three. Yeah, there were a lot of threes shot tonight. Yes, nearly 100 combined.
That's another thing. This is Boston versus Minnesota. They shot more than 100 threes. That means each team shot about 50 threes from combined together. In my personal opinion, I don't think threes are the reason per se. I just think it's not physical anymore. People aren't going to the rack. I can't pin it completely on three-pointers because to me, three-pointers are slightly exciting when good teams are doing them. But let me go back.
Between the two teams.
100 threes. No, Ernie. You know what it is? It's Chuck's fault.
Why?
Well, because some idiot named Jason Monroe said something about then. I heard JJ Redick said something about me. JJ, you better calm down, because when you come for the king, you better not miss.
Did he name you specifically, or was he just talking about folks on TV?
He said something about we're the reason people ain't watching this crappy product we got. I said, JJ, us, like we out there jacking up 103 tonight. JJ, I don't know Jason Monroe. I don't know who that is, but JJ, you come for the king, you better not miss. Because I can get you, brother, because I got your Lakers games. You can't hide them flaws they got. You just a dead man walking. They got rid of Frank Vogel, who did a good job. They got rid of Darvingham, who did a good job. But you came out there thinking you were going to change things with that same ugly girl you went on the date with.
64-51 was your halftime score. As we get back to the highlights, and Rudy Gobert.
So he came in there thinking, I can make this thing work. Hell, you can.
77, 71.
Put some makeup on that pig.
Man, the Lakers are pig.
The Lakers stink, man.
Oh, man, okay.
Come on, man.
Tatum, by the way, has
Put some makeup.
What'd you say? Put some makeup on that pig. I'm JJ Redick. I can make this thing work. Please. Chico, please.
Josh Minot right there with the big dunk as Minnesota comes back at him, and Dante DiVincenzo ties it up at 94.
Don't be a professional. You come for me, you better not miss.
We heard that already.
Okay.
As Tatum.
Come for you, I missed it.
We're the reason ratings are down.
Oh, we're the reason?
We're the reason. Like we playing.
We're only on an hour a day.
Well, hey, listen, if me and Shaq, that's exactly right. If me and Shaq played, then the ratings would be down.
Look at Derek White.
But in fairness, if me and Shaq played, we'd be like the third or fourth best players on that Laker team right now.
That is the last gasp for Minnesota.
LeBron AD did. Chuck, get in the game. Chuck, get in the game. Damn, bomb.
A lot is being said here. I wanted to stop it multiple times, but I guess we'll go to the end. I'll let it go all the way through.
Out there. But it's Frank Vogel and Darvingham's fault.
How did we go there from talking about
people
Minnesota
jacking up
and
103
Boston?
saying we're the reason late raises are down. 30 seconds to another three-point shooting contest.
What?
30 seconds.
All right, let's go back here. Man. There's a lot to digest from what just happened. So, in my personal opinion, that's how I felt about the firings of Vogel, Darvingham, and eventually it's going to be JJ Redick. The Lakers, while LeBron's great, he controls the front office, and I feel like a lot of their moves aren't necessarily the coach's fault. let's just start from the first part. I would say Frank Vogel. So Frank Vogel got him a championship in the bubble, and then the next year he got let go after they didn't do so great, which I think was them getting rid of Dwight and JaVale McGee is why they didn't do great against the best team at that point, which is Jokic and the Nuggets. Then they get Darvin Ham, and Darvin Ham gets them to the conference finals, loses to the Denver Nuggets. Next year, they lose in the first round to the Nuggets. And I don't even think, in my personal opinion, that still wasn't Darvin Ham's fault. I'm putting credibility on LeBron James and Anthony Davis for that one in particular because they were too close in the game. When you have great players in that close of a game, coaching is very minuscule. And I know people might disagree, but you have the greatest player of all time, one of the greatest players of all time on the team. He has to be managing the game because we already know he manages the game. When he wins, it's because of him, but when he loses, because of somebody else, it's because the coach, the team ain't good enough, blah, blah, or whatever. And now, Darvin Ham got fired, and I know there's clips going around that he can't coach or whatever, but he was a good coach when they went to the conference finals, but the next year he wasn't a good coach. Things just aren't adding up, in my opinion, on what's happening with that franchise. It's like, while LeBron is polarizing and he's great, he brings numbers, he also has full control of a lot of things. And we can act like he doesn't, but how is Bronny in the league without control? How is Anthony Davis on the Lakers without his control? How is Clutch Sports clients not all migrating to that team if he doesn't have control? That's a whole nother video. But the next, so they hired JJ Redick, but prior, obviously him and LeBron had a podcast together, and in that podcast, they're going over game planning and plays and all of this or whatever it might be. I really watched a few episodes. I'm just not a fan of either one of those two people per se. So I wasn't really tuned into that. And that takes power to get that individual a head coaching position. So like the two predecessors beforehand, I do believe JJ Redick, he will not have a job there for long. Simply because they're not going to win and they're going to need a scapegoat again. And that scapegoat is not going to be LeBron. It's not going to be Anthony Davis. It was D'Angelo Russell, but they traded him away. It's not going to be Austin Reeves. It's not going to be Dalton Connect. It's going to be the coach. It's going to be everybody but LeBron and Anthony Davis. They're, for some reason, they have immunity of being the two best players and not being why the team wins or loses. That's just how I feel. Yeah, so to get to specifically what Charles Barkley was talking about, I completely agree. They haven't made the moves to have a successful team, and they obviously said this year is more about entertainment than about winning by the moves that they made in the offseason. But I completely agree with Charles Barkley. I don't think JJ Redick is the answer. I don't think he's a bad coach necessarily. Like, he could be very well a good coach, but if it's championship or bust, it's no longer the coach's fault. It's look at the roster, look at how the team is put together. Like, you can't put lipstick on a pig and think that it's no longer a pig. The quality of the team isn't great, and it is that simple. They traded D'Angelo Russell. I mean, he's very inconsistent. He doesn't know how to play with LeBron James. It takes a particular type of player to spot up and be ready to shoot at all times and not be able to personally create their own plays. And he's gone, and they got Dorian Finney-Smith. Hopefully he can be a big part of this team. But yeah, I mean, just looking at this whole thing back and forth, obviously Charles Barkley is rash and overreacts, but I don't think he's that far off from the truth. I don't think three-pointing, I'm going to say this, three-pointers are 20% of why the viewership are down. I think people like it. I just think people like dunking. I think people like tension. People like rivalry, and that's not much into it. And but yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching, man. I'll look to see what happens going moving forward. Supposedly JJ said he didn't finish the whole clip, so he's not really aware of what happened per se, or what Charles Barkley's talking about, but he doesn't care. So I mean, at the end of the day, he's gonna have to learn. I honestly feel bad for him because he had a great gig and he took this coaching job. Like, I would not want this coaching job. This is the last position I would want to have right now. I would keep my butt on that podcast, be on ESPN sporadically. Nah, I would not want this job. Period. Point blank.